Ladies and gentlemen of the future Fandation Nation, hello, welcome back. Oh my God, Gabe, you're here,
Oh, it's been forever. Oh
dude.
my
I
god.
can't. I'm telling you, you gotta stop talking crap about Kathleen Kennedy so you can stop getting canceled, man.
Listen,
They
I will
cancel
never
you
stop.
every time. You talk too much smack about Kathleen Kennedy and they cancel you.
I will never stop talking smack. I gotta talk that smack.
He's about to. Gabe's like, I'm glad you brought it up. No, I'm kidding.
I'm glad you brought it up. Now that we're on this topic.
Well, guys, welcome back. We finally got Gabe here. It's been a quick minute. We've both been back at work, so it's been busy for both of us. The Wednesday streams have kind of seamlessly kind of disappeared for the time being until we figure that out. But we're trying to do what we do. You've noticed I've tried to do some solo streams. We got a video out the other day. We're gonna try to do more of that here at the Foundation channel. But I've also been doing other stuff, dude. I hate Paramount right now.
Why?
So I've been doing movie commentary tracks on my
Mhm.
Just Fernie channel, right? It's literally called Just Fernie. Like I'm not trying to like do a dig on Gabe here. It's it's literally
Yeah.
called Just Fernie, and I've been doing movie commentary tracks. I've done one. I've done like the trilogy on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've done one with my cousin on the Willy's Wonderland starring Nick Cage.
Mhm.
Honestly, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but they're hilarious videos, right? Like I think they're funny. I'm basically just like I chop up a movie and like I highlight all the funny commentary things that I say, right? So
Mhm.
for the most part, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies, they weren't copyright. They were copyrighted claimed, but they were just like, oh, you can't make money off of it, right? But it's like whatever, who cares? I'm not monetized anyway. It's like I'm not making money. Um, and then I released the one for Willy's Wonderland, and they're all like, all right, you can't make money, and it's blocked anywhere outside of the U.S. It's like only the U.S. should watch it, right? And I'm like, all right,
Mhm.
cool, whatever. I, I for the past week, dude, I've been trying to get this commentary track for the movie Project Almanac. Have you seen it?
No, I
Oh
haven't.
my god, that is honestly one of the best time travel movies I've ever seen.
Really?
It's so cool. Like the story's fucking awesome. Um, so I've been working on this commentary track. Oh, and it's so funny, dude. Like I the actor looks like Logic the rapper. So like I call him Logic through the entire time. Like there's a moment where it seems like they're literally exactly like the Fantastic Four, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the Fantastic Four origin story. This is the MCU, and like it's like shit like that. It was such a funny commentary track, and I've been working on it for like a week, dude. And then
Yeah.
I upload it, or like I attempt to upload it, because I always like attempt to upload it first just to see if it passes the commentary thing or the copyright check or claim or whatever. I upload it, and literally Paramount was like, no one could watch it, and I was like, fine, fair. I took it down, revised it, edited what they told me that I couldn't like keep out. I edited all the crap out, uploaded it again, and you can't watch it. Then the new part that we found, that you can't show it. And I'm like,
Wow.
fine, whatever. 14 to 16 revisions later, I uploaded the same video. I edited and uploaded 16 different versions to YouTube. Every version, Paramount was just like, nah, man, you can't show this shit. And I'm like, oh my god. Literally, right before the show, I was finally able to get it down to a revision where Paramount was like, all right, you can post it, but we're putting ads on it and we're taking all the money. So it's like, fine, fine. As long as the video's going up,
Oh my
Paramount, as
gosh.
long as the video's going up, you can take the money. You can take the 2 cents that you're gonna fucking get from the video. I'm like, bro, oh my gosh, like, it was nuts.
Hey, they have faith in you. They know it's gonna make money. That's
Yeah, they
why.
know it's a banger video, so they're just like, hey, we gotta get that money. I'm like, dude, I'm not getting Paramount Plus ever again. Oh yeah, dog, you like disappeared into the fucking.
Oh, okay, we're good.
All right, cool. So, that video will be up today, later, probably after the stream. So, shameless plug, but head over to Just Ferdy to watch that video. But okay, we're gonna start today. We have a interesting show, fun show to talk about. We have Invincible finale. You know, we haven't talked about it in a while, so me and Gabe are gonna spit about this Invincible finale for a quick second. Then we're gonna talk about Jupiter's Legacy, which is the new show that came out on Netflix. The entire season's out, but me and Gabe have only watched about, like, he's watched the first 2 and I watched the first 3. So we're not really gonna do a spoilery thing. We're just gonna talk about it for a quick second, and then we're gonna end it out with the Bad Batch episode 1 and episode 2 because they both released this week. Because Kathleen Kennedy was like, "Hey Gabe, I know you hate me, but I'm gonna do something sweet just for you," and we were like, "All right, sick, thanks, Kathleen." So, all right, so let's start with Invincible. I think I have the Invincible spoiler. The only one I don't have a tag for the Bad Batch or Jupiter's Legacy, so we're gonna have to deal without it. But for now, the Invincible finale. So if you haven't watched the finale for Invincible, it was like last week. I apologize. Yeah, go watch it. It was fucking great. You should watch Invincible if you haven't. A lot of people are sleeping on the show. I'm curious. You think it's just because it's animated?
Probably. I don't think people think it's going to be anything that crazy or serious.
Yeah.
They probably think it's for kids, honestly. That's why they're probably not even watching it.
They watch episode 1, they immediately realize it's not for kids.
Minds, yeah.
They're like, "Hey, we actually should watch this. This is kind of nuts." Okay.
I haven't heard of anyone that I've recommended it to, and then I've seen it, been like, yeah, I didn't like it.
Dude, every person,
everyone gets super hyped on it.
Every person I recommend the show to, they're all like, "Yeah, all right, I guess I'll check. All right, sure, I'll check it out later. Yeah, I'll check it out." And then I'm like, "Nah, bro, check it out, please." And then text me immediately after episode 1, like, and then they'll be like, "All right, sure, I'll check it out." And then like they'll text me after episode 1, they're like, "Holy shit, bro! Like this is fucking nuts! Like, like it's insane." And now the finale was okay. Where do you rank the finale before we like get into the details of the finale? Where do you rank it on like the scale of like the season?
I'm gonna give it a 10.
You're gonna give it a 10?
I love the finale.
Nice, man. Yeah, me too, dude. I'm gonna give it a 10 as well. But like, okay, do you think it's like above episode 1, or do you think it's like what do you think?
I think it complements episode 1.
I agree.
Because like episode 1 is brutal in a shocking way, but the episode 8 is brutal in like the how the fuck, you know?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like it's a different brutal.
So let's break down into what the brutal we're talking about, right? So It immediately finishes off from like where we left off from like episode 7. You know, the immortal is immediately living up to his name, dying, coming back and then dying again. And then it's like it begins kind of like the fight with Mark, or like the kind of the conversation that Omni-Man was practicing with like himself in the mountains, like, "Mark, I need to talk to you." Like it's the beginning of that, which is like really dope, dude. Stephen Young is killing it as Mark, man.
Oh yeah,
he is killing it. The emotion that was like delivered through Mark, and J.K. Simmons too, like he's killing it as Omni-Man. Like,
as someone whose voice sounds like kind of monotone, it's coming through either way.
Yeah, it's good.
Insane.
It's phenomenal. They're like the voice actors are killing it in this. Like, and like it's crazy to think about like that they're big actors, like in person live action actors, and they're just killing it in this animation game. But it's like the whole scene, the emotional scene, where it's kind of like the explanation of what's their alien race, the Viltrumites or Viltrumites.
Yeah,
it's like the explanation of the Viltrumites, and you know we've kind of had like the fishy idea that they were acting a little weird. You know, they were a little sus ever since the beginning, right? I think you said it. I think you were the one that was like, "I think they're gonna actually be conquerors."
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
it was that line in that one episode where he goes, "Earth is not yours to conquer." I was like,
"Oh yeah,
that's a weird line to say."
The Martians, right? The Green Martians. Yeah, dude. So we get the explainer of the Viltrumites, which honestly, not only do I think that's an explainer, I think it's a big T to the future, because you know, if the Viltrumites are as anal as it seems that they are, I don't think they're gonna like that Omni-Man left at the end of the episode.
Oh yeah, no.
I don't think they're gonna like that he left his post. Who knows where he went? I don't know. I mean, I haven't like an idea, but I mean, I don't really know. I haven't read the comics myself. I know a couple tidbits of the comics because I've seen like a video or two, but like I don't know when it comes to like the comics of this. I'm not like versed in it at all. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be really interesting. The only thing I do know from the comics is that the Viltrumites are a bigger play coming forward. Like I think later we'll meet like the leader of the Viltrumites or whatever. Like he'll be a bigger thing. So like that's kind of a cool thing to play up. Maybe like they're gonna try to figure out how to fight them and everything. Super exciting though. Someone's at my door and like spamming the crap out of the doorbell. They're like, I'm like, hey, bro, what's going on? So, we get the beginning of the fight. The fight was phenomenal. Crazy, dude. Omni-Man 100% went above and beyond, dude. What do you think about that fight?
It was fucking wild. Like, he was such an intriguing character, and like, especially after episode 1, it's like, man, fuck this guy. But like, at the same time, like, why,
Yeah, exactly.
And then this whole episode, I'm like, fuck, man, Mark, come on, man, pull through, buddy.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, I don't know why. There was like some point in my head where I was like, Mark's gonna discover. So, are we good?
Yeah.
Are we good?
I don't know.
Lagging a bit. Oh, yeah, you're just lagging a bit on my end. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking that Mark was just gonna like discover this crazy ass ability and like kick his dad's ass for some reason. I was like, oh man. This is gonna, I just felt like he was gonna be like, this is it, and like Super Saiyan or some shit and kick his dad's ass. I don't know why I thought that. Omni-Man is insane. Like,
he's just OP.
Dude, literally, it's crazy when you could like listen to a person who's absolutely mad, like Omni-Man, right? And you could be all like, okay, I see how you could be right. You know what I mean? Like, because when he was explaining like his ideals to Mark and like the ideas of like pets, like, hey, dude, you have to listen. We live like thousands of years. like we have superpowers. These guys, like, you could be all like, all right, I see what you're coming from, but it's like you're also killing a lot of people. Like he was kind of like, Omni-Man was hitting me with those facts, man, and I was like, man. Like if you weren't being so insensitive,
it was like a hard truth, but like at the same time, I think he definitely crossed the line when he called, his wife / Mark's mother just a pet. It's pet? Like, oh my.
Oh no, you don't say
Jesus.
that, man. Hey, you don't say that.
But
dude, I'm just glad. Honestly, I'm glad that Mark's mom and Mark Hamill's character, like the Taylor, didn't die.
Oh yeah, I honestly thought Mark Hamill's character was gonna die.
Yeah, I thought Mark Hamill's character was dead, and I thought maybe the mom was gonna die too. I was nervous the mom was gonna die, and I think that I felt like that was gonna push Mark off the edge. You know what I mean? Like if the mom died. But I was like, oh man, like I don't want to see that. But hey, thank God we did it. She was safe the entire time. But then, after Omni-Man was trying to like show off explain his ideals to Mark, it was kind of nuts seeing him. We had the whole jet scene, and bro, Omni-Man is fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Because
full
that's
cycle.
Like literally if the Iron Man scene from Iron Man 1 with the jets happened in like the worst possible scenario. You know what I mean? And then, Mark saves one of them. And it's like, you're all right, yeah, we got one of them saved. And then just like, dog, I knew he was dead. The minute like he landed, I was like, oh, he's dead, dude. I was like, Omni-Man's gonna toy with this motherfucker.
Just seeing him like grab his head and it's like, oh my gosh, it was insane,
dude. Like it's kind of reminded me of episode 1 with the whole like discount Batman thing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he just annihilated that guy.
Then so like that kind of was like the beginning of proving his point. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, we're gods essentially, and these dudes are literally like grapes, like nothing, like why do you care about them so much? Then it gets more insane. I love how in every scenario where like Omni-Man just beating the shit out of him, like throwing him across like the fucking world, beating the shit out of him in different areas. He's still kind of saving people, you know what I mean? Like, or he's attempting to save people, even though like the point is that it's like there's no point, right? Omni-Man is showing him there's literally no point. He was like, you can literally save everyone, and like they will die, like they will die, which is kind of powerful. Like it's really powerful.
Yeah, it's fucking sad. It's true. It's like you can save people, they're still gonna fucking die in a little bit anyway.
That kind of ties in with something they talked about in Jupiter's Legacy a little bit. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, man, it's a crazy ideal that because that's like the point where like you're just like, oh, okay, Omni-Man is kind of right. You know what I mean? Like it's fucked up, but yeah, people are gonna die, like especially in the Invincible world, dude. I feel like there's supervillains and like crazy shit popping up all the time. Like everyone's dying left and right. Like Omni-Man or no Omni-Man. There's like literally that dude there was a dragon that one episode in Paris. Like what was going on? Like
oh yeah, there's some real fucked up events happening in this universe.
So we get some crazy ass scenes with Omni-Man beating up Mark, like the one where he crashes into the building and he's trying to save like the wife and daughter, which is really emotional. And then Omni-Man just like says "fuck you,"
yeah, he just didn't give a fuck.
And like just
the subway scene.
The subway scene, man.
Oh my gosh.
That dude, Invincible of the show has had multiple times where my mouse just drops to the floor, right?
Oh yeah.
That one was this episode's. Like I was literally like watching it, I glanced down for a second and I looked back up, dude, and he's staring through the subway and I was just I couldn't talk. I was like, this is nuts, dude. And like how everything started collapsing inside on each other, and it's just like, bro, look at the destruction. He's like, you could do nothing. It's like, man. Then we get to like the final like showdown outside, up in the destruction and the rubble and everything, and then it's like that iconic scene where he's just fucking
pummeling him like Glenn.
I love have you seen the memes?
Oh, with Omni-Man, and he's just standing there. Like,
yeah, he's going like this or whatever. He's like,
yeah,
dude. There's so many. My favorite one is like where people are basically like redrawing the scene, right, to like be different characters. I saw one where it was Jimmy Neutron over Sheen, and he was like, "You need to think."
Oh my gosh!
Man, I saw another one where it was Omni-Man was Obi-Wan, and then Mark was Anakin, and he was like, "Think I had the high ground." I'm like, oh man, it's so good, dude.
It is so.
Meme games are killing it.
Yeah.
But it seems that like for the most part, Mark was able to get through to him, right? Like Mark was able to like talk to his dad and like. Kind of, I think it was just like Omni-Man had that realization where he was like, in 1,000 years or 500 years, Mark, who's gonna be here for you? And he was like, you, Dad. Like Omni-Man was like, fuck, bro, hey, that is different,
right? I was talking to my girlfriend. I was like, damn, that shit hit hard. I don't even have a dad.
Oh no.
Fuck.
You're all like, hey, pour one out for Omni-Man.
Pour one out for Omni-Man.
You're like
the worst dad that was there.
Yeah, you feel bad for the worst person in the show. You're like, hey, man. But dude, freaking Omni-Man flies away. Homie just flies away. Where do you think he went?
Honestly, I have no idea. Like I assume he's going back to like Viltrumite, or Viltrum, but I don't know.
Nah, bro. I think if he goes back to Viltrum, they're gonna kill his ass. Just for like, you're weak. Kill him.
It's fucked. It seems like it's one of those, like, because he definitely like had like a realization at that point that like he's throwing away his son for some random empire.
Yeah.
That probably doesn't give a fuck about him. And then like the fact that he was that close to just killing his son. You could see it in his eyes when he's like, he closes it and he just dips. That was like one of those just like, I need to go somewhere far away and just think.
It was kind of
So,
reminding
I don't
me
know.
kind of reminding me a little bit like Man of Steel, you know, where he would just like disappear into the mountains and just have like those zen moments. So maybe I don't think he would go into the mountains now because he kind of destroyed the mountains with Mark's face, but
Yeah.
maybe he's just gonna go chill in space, you know, or maybe he's going to like a new planet.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because he did say, he was like, I could just start a new life once 17 years. You know, like,
Yeah.
maybe he's
Yeah, just go have another kid.
Yeah, just have another
We'll have another
kid.
kid somewhere else.
Yeah, have another kid. Fuck it.
Why not?
It'd be cool if he had like a super alien kid. It's like some sort of freak. Like, looks weird. Like,
Some freak.
yeah, he like looks way different. He's like, that'd be sick, dude. I saw, you know what character I really want to see? Like, I hope it's a real character. That stupid Doctor Strange dog that's been in the comics in the background.
Oh, what's his name? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Dude, I really hope he's a real character. Like, I hope he's not like just a comic book character within the universe. I hope like someone like in the Invincible universe they made a comic book based about him.
It bugs me that
I do know in the comic books there is a dog superhero, but he's like more of like a dog commando. Like he was like a G.I. Joe. He wasn't like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm curious if they're gonna like introduce that character or if he was based off of that character. But man, yeah, I want to see that like Doctor Strange dog. That guy looks fucking sick.
It's a seance dog.
Seance dog?
Yeah.
Dude, I need Seance dog in my life.
Apparently in the comics it was science dog, and they changed it to seance dog to make it look more like Doctor Strange, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
And then the end of the episode, or well, then we get before the end of the episode, we get some like little tidbits to like what's coming. Kind of like we figure out Cecil, dude. Oh shit! Here I am drinking water. We figure out Cecil has a secret chemical within water that
lets people not see things.
Yeah, that let people not see things within a certain like light frequency or some shit. So like white rooms are just like secret government rooms and shit at all times. Like, man, I was like, that's dope as shit. That's nuts. And it's like, dude, so many people have been, you know, like in the world drink that shit. Like, I wonder if there's like something you could drink that takes away the chemical, you know? Like, how do those employees?
Yeah.
Do those employees never drink water?
They're probably given like
A special water.
Treated water or something like that doesn't have that chemical in it.
But then again, like, it's not like they hired employees that like age at babies, you know, like those employees have drinking water throughout their lives.
True.
So there has to be like a chemical that takes it away.
Yeah.
But within the room, we see that they're trying to bring back Immortal again. And so let's see if they do it. And then we also find out that science dude is building new Robo-Men. Which is, they look kind of sick. Yeah, they look kind of sick. You know, they have like their new government paint job. They look more like new and buffed up. Man, do you think they're going to figure out a way to like destroy like Omni-Man and Mark or Viltrumites?
I feel like they won't. I feel like that's gonna be the end goal for the government. Like, that's the government's like story arc that they're trying to figure out how they can stop Omni-Man.
Well, I feel like they're gonna have to though, because if like eventually if they introduce the Viltrumites, right, and they are a big problem, they're gonna need a way that they can just kill Viltrumites like kind of easy, right? So they're gonna have to introduce some sort of way to kill them like within the next 2 seasons.
I feel like they're gonna try to obviously they're gonna try to have Mark, just become the best he can
Yeah,
be.
actually become
That's gonna be like
actually
their number one
become
defense.
Invincible. Yeah. I love those title cards, dude. Where it's just like,
So good.
hey man, you're acting so. It's like all quiet. It's like Invincible.
It's gonna be the longest run in puns
Yeah, dude.
ever by a show.
Dude, okay, so how about I didn't realize that throughout the 8 episodes, the sun got more bloodier.
It did?
Yeah, so like if you looked at
I didn't
episode
even
1, it
notice.
was clean, and every episode a new blood splatter came onto the title card, and then by the end of the episode, it was just all blood.
That is true.
Yeah, I didn't
Now I
realize
look back and
that.
think about it, yeah.
Yeah, and then like it was someone pointed it out on Twitter, like they just clipped all of them from the episodes, and yeah, it just gets progressive. It's the same title card, like it's progressively bloodier every episode.
Just symbolizes Mark getting messed up each
Oh
episode.
yeah, and like the fucking action that happens every episode, right? But then at the end of the episode, Seth Rogen's character comes back. Homeboy Seth Rogen, Alan the Alien, right? What the fuck his name is?
The Viltrumite that's on his planet.
Oh my gosh, there's a Viltrumite on your planet. He's like, oh man. Mark was like, oh dude, let me just sit you down. We have a lot to talk about.
It's so good.
I think that's gonna that is like the tease to like what's coming in the future. You know what I mean? Like the whole idea of like, where was he from? Like the council of whatever. Like the idea of the different councils and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I think the idea of like this other like the other planets and other alien races and other shit like that are gonna come into play like in season 2 and 3. Like I think it's gonna be more like in space than ground level.
I'm curious if because from the only thing I've gotten from the comics is that I know that Alan the alien becomes more prominent. Like he becomes like one of the main characters.
Yeah, because from what I saw too is that like he is like one of the only people from his planet. And like he kind of mentioned that at the end of the episode. And like because of that, he's like literally one of the strongest of his planet. So like that's why he's like to do shit.
Yeah. I think he will what's it called? I think him and whatever council he's a part of are gonna try to help Earth come up with a solution for like the Viltrumites or Omni-Man. I feel like that's the direction it'll probably go. It'll be the council meeting up with Earth, trying to figure out what they can do, and then I wonder if those Martians are going to come into play. Like,
oh
what
yeah,
if they were there just solely to get rid of like Omni-Man and like like they're trying to compete with the Viltrumites or whatever.
Well, what about speaking of the Martians? What about on actual Mars? That like weird little pink thing that took over that astronaut and completely took over Mars.
Oh yeah.
Like, bro, that's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem. Like, I don't know for like who's gonna clean that problem up, but hey, man, that's gonna be a problem too. We also saw like that that homeboy that's like in the underground with like the lava monsters. Like that's teeing up something. Yeah, man, super exciting. I mean, they've already confirmed we're getting season 2 and 3. And we're also getting a live action movie apparently. It's already been greenlit, so Invincible's looking pretty good, man.
I need 2 and 3 already to come. I'm like
right now.
I'm
man.
so show.
Dude, I kind of like I want to buy the comics and start reading them, but it's like, man,
I don't want to spoil.
I don't want to spoil. Not only do I not want to spoil it, Robert Kirkman said himself that like since he's an older, more mature, and a better writer now. So he was like, now he's able to tie up stories in different ways than he was when he was 23. You know what I mean? So it's like
that's crazy that he made this when he was 23.
Dude, I'm 23. Like, like I haven't made no fucking
insane.
Invincible. Like, damn, bro. Like Kirkman killing it.
Okay, I think 23 is around the same age that Rob Liefeld came up with Deadpool as well.
Bro, what am I doing?
Which is
with
like
my
insane.
life? I need to come up with something huge this year.
You gotta do it.
I gotta do it. All right, I'm making up a character right now. Fuck.
Fuck.
Damn it. Okay, so final thoughts on Invincible before we move on, Gabe.
10 out of 10. Give me season 2 and 3 and the live action movie like tomorrow.
I agree, actually, 100%. Everything you
Um,
just said, I agree, dude. It's kind of it's interesting, man. I feel like we're in this time with superheroes where a lot of the stuff is the same. You know what I mean? I'm like,
it's turning into the zombie craze.
yeah, dude, exactly. Because like we're about to talk about Jupiter's Legacy, and Jupiter's Legacy to me kind of felt like the boys. The boy, like if Jupiter's Legacy felt like if Marvel tried to make the boys with a DC's look.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I feel like we're in a medium right now where a lot of people are like trying to go for that edgy superhero vibe. Cause like I think what a lot of people realize that DC didn't realize is that fans were ready for the edgy superheroes, right? Like DC was the head of the time with the edgy superheroes, and they're all like, "Nah, no one wants this edgy superhero. Everyone wants the colorful, fucking happy superheroes that everyone's already tired of." And it's like, nah, man, we want that edgy stuff. And then so like Amazon hopped onto it, right? Amazon made The Boys, trying to make it Invincible, and then it's popping off. So everyone's like, oh, okay, now we gotta get that edgy superheroes. So now Netflix is making Jupiter's Legacy. You know, they're expanding on like the edginess. You know, I bet in like 5 years, DC is gonna start doing edgy superheroes, like where Zack Snyder was going. Like that's what I mean. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna
Bring it back.
they're gonna bring back the like not specifically maybe Zack Snyder's storyline, but like they're gonna bring back the Zack Snyder style, and they're gonna be all like, "Oh yeah, we've been doing it the whole time." But it's like, nah, bro, fuck you, Warner Brothers. Like you guys were scared to take the leap when you had it.
It's crazy because like it works. It definitely works. The edgy stuff,
Yeah,
but there's also like a time and place for like the more colorful stuff. Um, like I commend Marvel that they're trying to do. They're trying to dip their toes into the edgy stuff, but they're also doing what they're still good at, which is like the more PG-13 friendly stuff.
yeah,
But like DC hasn't found, I think, just that balance. So they haven't found, like, not every hero is meant to be dark and gritty, just like how not every hero is meant to be bright and colorful. Like they got it. I think they got it right with Shazam. But then, like, I think the issue I think that still haunts like the Justice League was that all those characters were like being turned into dark and gritty, and it's like not all of them are like that way,
yeah. That is fair. I do feel that. Like I think of the Flash, for example, right? Like he's definitely more of like an optimistic and not gritty character, but he was like that character that was put in a dark and gritty like situation, and it didn't really complement too much. Like that was like a lot of people were really annoyed of like Ezra Miller's Flash and
Right.
decided to be like, oh, he just doesn't fit like the vibe. But it's like I feel like if they would have had like the same jokes in a different like like if they would have had the same jokes in a different vibe of a movie, I feel like they would have smacked more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's just the movie itself was just a little too like serious for what that Flash character was trying to do, and because they just didn't give him enough time to establish his character, right? Like he kind of just felt like a combination of Barry Allen and Wally West. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, we could talk about Justice League all day. We're not here to talk about Justice League.
No.
But let's talk about the next company that's trying to do realistic and gritty superheroes. Netflix has started a new, or they released. So from what I gather, Jupiter's Legacy is based off an actual comic book. I'm not sure who made it or who's like the developer behind it, but from what I gather, it's actually based off a comic book run. It's called Jupiter's Legacy, and it has like its own arc and stuff. So it's an adaptation from like what I've seen. And Netflix is doing this Netflix thing, like they're taking it, they're making it pretty. Cool thing about it, for people that don't know, it's the same showrunner from the showrunner of Daredevil, which Daredevil season 1 is, probably one of the best superhero TV shows I've ever seen. So it was cool seeing that showrunner is being given a shot with another show on Netflix, and it's this show. And honestly, wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. What's up, Gabe? You're nodding your head.
No, the art for this Jupiter's Legacy is insane.
Oh, really?
It's by Image Comics as well.
Image Comics.
But like, what is this? It even shows. Like, not really, huh?
It's a little blurry, but
yeah, it's the daughter and the son on the cover, but they look like kind of wildly different. The daughter looks more closer to her comic counterpart, but she's a bit edgier in the comic.
Oh, okay.
So, huh?
But you say, but in a good way, right?
Yeah. This is interesting. I thought it was just like an original show. I didn't know it was actually based off a comic.
Yeah. I don't know much about the comic. I really know nothing about the comic myself. Like, I just heard that it was based off a comic book run, and I was like, oh, interesting. I didn't know, like, obviously I didn't know MCU, I didn't know DC. Like, it's its own thing. And I was like, hey, Netflix hopped on it. Maybe they're trying to start a new, like, Netflix is out here just trying to, like, dude, that's actually a smart thing for Netflix. They're like, hey, man, we need to do an adaptation of a superhero that ain't got no Marvel, that ain't no DC, that isn't gonna try to steal it away from us after 3 seasons. They're like, we need to make our own franchise. Yeah, we need to make our own franchise of superheroes. So they probably just like got a comic book that was super dope and like made it. That's cool. That's really cool, man. I liked it. It's not like it wasn't like, so mind you, we only saw like, at least I saw the first 3 episodes. Gabe saw the first 2. Like, it wasn't like oh wow, you know what I'm talking about? It was more just like oh, this is kind of dope, you know. It had a lot of like strong moments where like they touched on like realism a little bit, like when the 2 brothers were talking in the like their basically Hall of Justice. They had a lot of like they had a conversation that definitely hit a lot of realism. And stuff like that. So it was cool. It was cool seeing their suits and their powers, like the idea of like parenting and like the parenting of superheroes. Did you watch the point where like it shows kind of like the beginning of like the beginning of their origin, like in the 1920s? Like
it cuts back and forth between the first 2 episodes a lot.
Yeah. Like for where I'm at, like they haven't like really got to it yet either, but like they just start showing the 1920s. Like that's kind of cool. I like
yeah.
I was out here doing the math. I was like, wait, the 1920s, they were probably like 30 right there. I was like, how old are these mother? I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, and then I was like, dude, but kind of cool, you know, like the idea of like one of them is like real humble. He's trying to keep like he's trying to keep principles, like trying to keep that like Superman, I don't kill type of shit, and like everyone else is trying to like adapt with the realism. Like his brother is trying to adapt with realism. He's like, hey, look, listen, and like that's something like that we kind of talked about like earlier with Invincible, like the idea that like the world is changing and like we have the power to change stuff, like really. And like that was what the brother was saying. He was like, yo, like we like have the power to like we could have stopped World War II. And like the other brother was like, oh well, I mean, yeah, but then what? Then, you know, that's the end of free will, like essentially. Like we start coming into the limelight, like bigger into politics, and then we start taking over, and then that free will is over. And then who stops us? It's actually like that, right? And it's like I understand both of their ideas, right? It's like the brother definitely like it's like the brother was laying down some facts, right? You know what I mean? Like the brother was definitely laying down some facts, and I was like, man. And I kind of like the aspect of flashing back forward in time, you know, like because you really see like the development between like the brother and like the brothers, like, you know, like for like before they had powers to like when they have powers. And it's also cool, like the son, like the son, like it kind of feels like the whole like Superboy thing going on, like trying to impress the father. It kind of feels like Superman and Lois, like the CW show a little bit.
Oh really?
Yeah, because like that's kind of like one aspects, you know, like one kid in Superman and Lois has powers, but he doesn't like want them, and the other one like kind of wants them, but he's like he can't compete with his brother because his brother has powers. It's like, you know, so it's like it's kind of like interesting. But it's cool. How do you feel about the show so far?
I definitely find the arc with the brothers more interesting than like the son. Like the I don't know
Yeah, I don't really care about the kids.
the kids. I don't really care for that much. Like I think we've seen those archetype, like the son that's trying to live up to the father's legacy, and like the daughter that's like rebelling or whatever. You know, like I think we've seen that too many times. But like the demo between the brother and the two brothers, I think is more interesting. Where one wants to stay by this code, this creed of never killing or whatever, and the other one's like, it should be okay to kill if the circumstance calls for it, you know.
Mm.
And
Which,
like,
man,
it creates an interesting dynamic where like even like the son kind of like spit like facts on his dad, where it was like, well, it was either Dark Star or you.
yeah.
And
Hey, bro, can we just say it? Homie was dark side.
that was basically a Dark Side ripoff.
Homie
Yeah.
was dark side. I was when he came up with his armor, I was like, dark side. I was like, dude, he looked like the combination of the anti-monitor from the CW and dark side from Snyder Cut.
Just slammed together.
They just slammed them together. I didn't know what Dark Star.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, dude, I was like, this is dark side. Homie has like his middle beam was like the Omega beam. Like, if you think about it, he was just a strong motherfucker that had like OPS powers. Like, man,
It looked like it took like a lot from other like shows. Like I know, like obviously, like the fact that the dad wears red and white is like kind of reminiscent of Omni Man, and that the son wears like blue.
Oh,
And
I didn't even think about that.
And then it was weird because like even like the Dark Side character, right? It was like it ended up being a clone,
Yeah,
and I was like, wait a minute.
that is Invincible right there. He even looks
So-
like the brother, like the original guy that wasn't the clone. He even act like the two twins. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
same like kind of like thing. Like, oh man, that's kind of funny to think about. Like, it kind of is, and like it felt definitely like the boys a little bit. Definitely felt like they were going for like their Marvel vibe as well. They're going for their DC things. Yeah, dude, that was I saw that villain at the end. It was a crazy fight. Like that fight scene at the end gave me like Invincible episode 1 vibes. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of just Invincible episode 1, like a watered down Invincible episode 1. Like there was the fire fist dude got glacked, and I did not expect that. I'm gonna be
Oh
honest.
my god, he got fucking
That was
slapped.
I didn't even like know he actually got like slapped. I was like, oh shit, did he dodge it? And then like they get to the
Yeah, no, he
funeral
did.
scene, and he's like, hey, he's dead. And I was like, oh my god. And I was like,
The only one I really remember seeing get fucking like, yeah, that person's dead was the chick when he was holding her head up, and I was like, oh,
okay, so I don't know if it was like just me, if I was like lost for a second, but there was a point where I was kind of confused with the timelines, myself.
yeah, I didn't get what was going on because it doesn't. It just kind
because there
of just flips.
was a point where I felt like it was only the dad and like the kids alive. Like I thought the mom died at one point. Cause like you know, there's a part where his face is like all fucked up, right? And he's like super a little extra pissed and stuff like that. And then he had like that scene where he just look like he's alone and he's looking at that picture of like the thing of like the original group. I was like, oh man, is his wife dead? And I was like, is everyone else in the group dead? And it's just him. That's why he's like an asshole now. I was like, what's going on? And then like it flashed back to a scene, and like and then like the flashbacks are like so all over the place. Like when it introduced like his friend, like Adam or whatever, like the one with the like earthquake powers, I thought that was like a flashback, right? And then like it led it like I thought like the groups like all the groups split, you know? Like I thought it was literally just like the only superheroes now were like the dad and the son, you know? Like I literally thought everyone split. So when we saw the dark side scene, I thought that was another flashback. I didn't realize it was like in current day. I didn't realize that like the mom was still alive and like how those people were like alive and part of the team. Like I just thought it was like another flashback and explaining how like he got all pissed and like fucking fucked up. But it was like no, it was just like the actual timeline. I was like, oh shit, damn, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they were to like do like a transition that would make it a little bit more obvious that it's like a back in time or whatever.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, because it does get a little confusing at some points where it's like, wait, what? Whoa.
They should do it like 13. Hey, it's Netflix. They could steal it from themselves.
Yeah, they could.
They should do it like 13 Reasons Why. They would every time they change the timeline, they change the aspect ratio.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, WandaVision did it too. Steal it from WandaVision.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean overall, I mean I'm probably gonna. I don't want to give it a score because I haven't finished the season. But
Right.
you know, we're only on episode. I'm only on episode 3. I'm probably gonna maybe try to finish it. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it tonight, but I'm gonna definitely continue like probably after the show, just to see. And then maybe by next week, well, I'll give you guys my full review and like how it is, and maybe just break down. Yeah, Gabe, you too. You'll have homework. Yeah, you have to finish this show if you like it or not, Gabe.
For sure. I'll watch it.
All right, so let's move on to the thing that were the big thing, right? That everyone's fucking excited about the fucking Bad Batch. Oh my gosh,
The Bad Batch.
the batch of baddies, more like it, man. Ooh,
Batu baddies.
the Batu baddies. So the Bad Batch finally came out. There was an episode on May the 4th and the following Friday, which was today, technically, right? May 7th. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, I watched it last night, so it's like days don't make sense to me because you know COVID days never make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, episode came out today, episode 2. Way smaller episode than episode 1. Episode 1 was a 71-minute episode. Episode 2 was what 31 minutes, I believe. But yeah, man, episode 1 was sick. What do you think of episode 1?
I loved it. I loved like the initial opening scene just to remind you like these guys are psychos
Yeah,
and like they're better than your average clone, which is crazy because like they make you feel like the clones are almost like stormtroopers,
yeah,
but they're
right?
not. Like they're
way better.
going up against a way better team,
Yeah,
like a way better enemy, and they're still coming out like way on top.
yeah. So they could just fuck up anyone. And then like even later in the episode when like they're getting tested on with live rounds, they're going up against the robots that Din Djarin fought in Mando season 2, like the Death or like the whatever the Shadow
Dark Troopers.
the Dark Troopers, yeah. Like they're going against that, you know, like so. Crazy to think that they were able to kick their ass. Like they were able to hack it. They were able to. Brecker was able to destroy one like fucking nothing. Absolutely nuts. But yeah, no. So then we actually see like Kanan's master. We see Kanan from Rebels as like a child, like which this threw me off because I didn't realize that Kanan from Rebels changed his name. I guess I must have missed that fact from Rebels when I watched it.
Yeah, so his real name is Caleb Doom.
Yeah, Caleb Dune, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know that. So when they saw Caleb, I was like, oh, he looks like Kanan, but he has a different name, so it's obviously not Caleb. But we basically see the Order 66 scene. It's good to know that for the most part, most of the Bad Batch didn't have the chip. You know, we figured out that Crosshair does still. But we have like the crazy fucking fight scene with Caleb's master, just like run, Caleb, like do. And we see Order 66 from like a perspective of the Bad Batch, and like they're even confused because they didn't get like the order or the call, or like even if they did, they didn't know what it means. Like it didn't affect them. So it's like that was nuts to see. And even with the whole like Caleb chase scene, you know, like where Crosshair and Hunter were chasing him, and it was kind of like suspenseful because Hunter was looking for him to like help him, and Crosshair was trying to kill him because he was still like, we must complete the mission and shit like that, you know, like so it's kind of nuts. And then he saved him. Caleb was like spared. I wonder if he's coming back this season.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think that was it.
I agree. I kind of do like I would like to see him back, but I do think
Because I think that was just to show that that's why he's so sour on clones, and that's why he doesn't trust Rex and them at the beginning. So I don't think he would come back and like have any kind of like resolve with the Bad Batch.
That's
but
good.
It's crazy that
I forgot how much he hated clones.
It's crazy that he got hunted by one of the Bad Batch members.
Yeah, right.
and he kind of only got saved because
The
the
one other Bad
Hunter
Batch
was
member.
trying to
Yeah.
stop him.
Dude, I mean, I would love to see the Bad Batch in live action somehow, but why do I feel like they're all gonna get glacked by the end of this series?
Oh, I think they're gonna die
I think
hard.
they're all, dude. What if Vader kills them?
Possibly even Omega, I think, which is
Okay.
crazy.
So let me. So I've been more active on like the whole like Denim Nerds community, right? Recently, and last night they were having like an after show on their Discord, right? So like they streamed on the YouTube, but then afterward they all like moved to Discord and they're all talking, right? And there was a conversation between like two of them on how they felt like maybe the show might end. So shout out to Al on his thought on this, but basically he was saying that he thinks it'd be really cool if at the end of the season, the Bad Batch realize what's happened with the Empire and how the clones are acting, the inhibitor chips. So what they do is they essentially sacrifice themselves and go back to Camino and blow it up.
I think
eliminating most of the clones and themselves.
Yeah, I think the end of the show will be them going back to Camino, and maybe we'll get a revitalization of the Camino revolt. Like if they try to like get some of the clones that are there to like not to fight back against the Empire.
Yeah.
I think we'll get that at the end, and I think maybe we'll get the fate of Commander Cody.
I don't know, man. I want to see that on the Obi-Wan show.
You hope Cody
I
Obi-Wan?
do hope. I really want Commander Cody to be in the Obi-Wan show and him to be like the person trying to hunt him down, low key.
That'd be crazy.
That's what I want on the Obi-Wan show. But I mean, who knows, right? Like,
especially if he just goes AWOL and just like doesn't even report back to the Empire. He's just like, I failed my mission, or like I feel like he's gonna be like dishonorably discharged for not actually
Commander
killing
Cody?
Obi-Wan. Yeah, I feel like they'll.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Most of the clones after the beginning of the Empire transition are basically like let go, or if they're fired, because most of them have an accelerated aging, so they just die off like sooner. They just died off soon anyway. So it's like the Empire for the most part is kind of just like fired a lot of them, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a prediction.
Oh, go ahead.
That in this show, we'll see something with Cody where he gets like dishonorably discharged for not actually killing Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh.
And that'll piss him off that he's being removed and getting his status stripped or whatever. And it'll become like his personal vendetta to like go get Obi-Wan.
Oh, that would be super sick. Oh my god. Bro,
and that's why he doesn't have to report back to the Empire. That would explain a fight scene between the two or whatever.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Or hell, what if he ends up like trying to get the honor back and he leads Vader to Obi-Wan,
and that's how the fight happens?
How the fight happens.
Oh, man. Dude, Tamora Morrison's getting work, man. Hey, my boy.
Good for him.
My boy Tamora is getting work, man. Oh, he deserves it. He deserves all the work.
I will say Tamora Morrison and D. Bradley Baker, who voices the clones on the Clone Wars, they're making bank right now.
They're making bank, dude. They're probably investing it all straight into Dogecoin.
Can you imagine D. Bradley Baker? The Bad Batch is basically D. Bradley Baker, the show.
Yeah, it is. He's talking to himself.
He's like talking to himself at every turn.
Hey, imagine,
and he has to come up with voices that are like unique to like the Bad Batch.
Imagine does he? Okay, I don't think he does. Imagine if he voiced Omega.
That'd be
you find out he voiced Omega. Okay, speaking of Omega, let's talk about her. She is the first or like the last clone, and she has a mutation, kind of like the other Bad Batch. A lot of people think she's force sensitive. How do you feel about that?
I can see it because that would explain why there's in canon they've been saying it's nearly impossible to clone a force sensitive person or make a clone with force sensitivity.
Uh huh.
But Yoda has said that the clones are still one with the force and that the force resides in them
And everything.
because they
Yeah.
are all still human beings. They're still humans and they're still individuals, even though they're the clone of one person.
I saw this cool theory where it was like, what if like, you know how the Kaminoans were like the best cloners in like the world, right? Or in the galaxy in this case. We're seeing through the Bad Batch now that the Empire essentially kind of didn't want their services anymore because they're too expensive, right? So, what if like the attempts that we know of Palpatine attempting to create a Force sensitive, they weren't with the Caminos, right? Like they were just his own scientists that like were trying it from their own, and that's why he's failed a million times because they all suck. So what if the Caminos were just like, hey, we'll make a Force sensitive right here, right now, easy, and then that's Omega.
I'm curious if I've seen a lot of people talking that maybe that Omega wasn't ordered by the Empire.
Oh, I don't think she was.
I think that one Kaminoan, the one the chick that was looking out for her, I think she just kind of like created her, you know, on her own without any like Empire authorization or anything.
Yeah, because it was also a little sus that they just let her go.
Yeah.
You know, like they opened the door for the Bad Batch. Like if you like, that's how they escaped Crosshair at the end. Like the Caminos opened the door. Like, so it's like, what's their play?
Yeah, there's something with her, and then see a lot of people are saying force sensitivity. They think, which I think is a possibility.
Yeah,
but I also thought they were kind of hinting at she has all the abilities of the Bad Batch.
Nah,
she has.
I mean, I don't think she got that Brecker. I don't think she got that Brecker strength.
Well, we haven't seen that, but we've seen that she has the same kind of insight that Hunter does, and she has the accuracy of Crosshair.
With the bow that she's gonna be getting.
Yeah. So we'll see if they reveal anything
I think it'd
else,
be really cool. Oh no, because what if she is force sensitive, right? But the Caminos know about Order 66 because they programmed it. So they're just like, hey, we can't let anyone know she's force sensitive because then they're going to try to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the top secret. It's like, oh no, she's just a medical like she's just a medical assistant. Because like we had that scene with her and Crosshair where she was just like, she literally just looked at him and was like, I know the pain you're going through. Like she was like, I can feel the struggle. You know, it's like, hey, that was weird. You know, it's like, how are you out here feeling struggles? You know, it's like, so it'd be really interesting if they somehow gave us a force sensitive clone. I'm here to see it.
I'm for it.
I'm 100% for it.
What if she's part Grogu? What if she's Grogu's blood?
She's part Grogu.
She's part Grogu, man.
Bro, what if she's part Grogu, bro?
It's gonna happen. Watch.
That's
confirmed. She's the child of Grogu.
She's the child of Grogu.
Child of Grogu.
Where in the timeline Grogu would be younger? In this case,
he's baby right now.
He's the baby Yoda.
He's the baby Yoda.
He's the baby Yoda. So speaking of Crosshair, Crosshair was sus from the beginning of the episode 1. Hella sus, right? We found out reason why he's sus is because homie's chip is actually still active, or he was the only one of the Bad Batch that had an active chip, or that had the chip that was working. Because most of them, you know, they all had disabilities essentially, right? Like they had mutations, but also were disabilities in some form for the clones. So their chip like broke and stuff like that. So for the most part, but Crosshair was the only one that still had his intact. and they use and abuse the crap out of him, man. People are saying that maybe they're using Crosshair as the first adaptation of the Dark Trooper. Because he's the first clone with all black armor.
Yeah.
So what if they're saying, you know, they're gonna start just fucking with them, cyborging them, and then eventually adapt them to be just the first Dark Trooper?
I can see that.
It'd be sick. I would. It'd be really cool. You know, they're canonizing the Bad Batch into a lot of stuff. Man, I'm here to see it. I'm all for it. But yeah, dude, it was crazy to see Crosshair. Like, he's gonna be like essentially kind of like the main antagonist, kind of hunting him down. Okay, so originally I thought that the Empire was gonna hire Fennec Shand to go against the Bad Batch, but now because Crosshair is on the Empire side, I think the Bad Batch are gonna work with Fennec.
She's gonna be their new Crosshair.
She's gonna be their sniper, yeah. And I think maybe the first episode she's introduced in, she will be bad against them, you know. But by the end of the episode, they'll have like a form of like peace or some shit, because she's also being hunted by the Empire, right? Like, that's what the bounty's for, on her.
I think so.
Like, the bounty's for her from the Empire, so she's probably trying to run from them too.
And that'll probably be the explanation why she's on the run.
Oh, wow, that's good.
Because if she was contracted to kill the Bad Batch, and then they end up converting her to her side, or to their side, gets
the bounty of the Empire.
That would then make them want to put a bounty on her too.
Yeah, and that explains the bounty from Mando. And that's why she's always on the run. Oh, and what if that's why she's dedicated to Boba?
Oh boy. well, Boba wouldn't. Well, Boba's still too young right now, so I don't think we'll see.
Yeah, I know, but like, what if, like, you know, later down the line, she realizes Boba is a clone, or like is the face of a clone, and then she has all these memories of the Bad Batch clones, and then she's like, all right, fuck it. You're the son of the original, you say? Let's hang out.
Yeah, I think that we're gonna connect a lot of threads to the Mando era.
Bro, I'm
like what's going on with the Filoniverse. Because I think this is still considered the Filoniverse. So.
Oh yeah, no, it is 100%.
Even though it's not live action.
That's why it's like it is the Filoniverse. But I'm like, do you think they'll do Grogu on the show?
We'll have to see. We'll have to see if they come across a Jedi that maybe they reveal which Jedi it is, and the Bad Batch have to help that Jedi secure Grogu.
Because look, what if we have a scene with Palpatine or something, right? We have a scene with Vader and Palpatine, and they're walking past corridors of prisoners, and then one of them is just baby Grogu in little handcuffs. Like they don't explain it. They don't talk about it at all. It's just baby Grogu and little handcuffs in the background, and then Palpatine's just like, yes, and they walk past it.
Yeah, I'm curious if we're gonna actually see any more Jedi.
Well, hey, I know. I heard this season of Bad Batch is supposed to be jam-packed with characters that we know.
So we know Rex is in there for sure.
I heard that. Didn't the actor that voices Anakin say he was gonna be in the
Matt Lanter?
Yeah, Matt Lanter.
Yeah,
I think he said he was gonna be in the Bad Batch. So, hey, was Matt Lanter? Oh, I don't think he got. Wait. I think he did.
Matt Lanter is in
Jupiter's Legacy.
His name shows up in the credits. I just don't know.
You'll meet him in episode 3.
Okay.
You'll meet him. He's real heavy in episode 3. That's what I'm about to say. I was like, he's in Jupiter's Legacy. Yeah. Anakin's in fucking Jupiter's Legacy. But yeah, apparently he did say he was gonna be in the Bad Batch. So we're gonna get Vader. If we're getting Vader, we gotta get. Well, you already got Palps a little bit from like the hologram, but I think we're gonna get Palps.
That was ripped straight from episode 3, which was cool.
Yeah, I don't think. Okay, so look, I don't think we're getting Yoda. I unless it's like some sort of force ghost thing, or like some sort of force like message or some shit, you know, like meditation talking to the force.
Yeah.
I don't think we're getting Yoda.
I think Ahsoka is always a likely candidate when it comes to Filoni.
Oh, I think we're getting Ahsoka. I
Well,
think
I don't think we'll get a lot of Ahsoka, but I think when they meet up with Rex, we'll get like a communication with
in
Ahsoka.
episode 2, we'll talk more about episode 2 right now. But in episode 2, there was that one line with Cut where he was like, "Oh yeah, Rex passed by here yesterday." It's like, dog, that's a line, you know. It's like you just don't say that, like.
Oh yeah, I thought it was cool that they brought that guy back too, because he was in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, man.
And they brought him back.
That's the character who I was wanting them to bring back, dude. Literally, I was in a watch party last night, and I was just like, dude, Twi'lek family, Twi'lek family, Twi'lek family. And I was like, yeah, it's Twi'lek family. Like when the freaking
we already got Saw Gerrera too.
We saw Shaw, yeah, dude. The thing I love about Shaw Gerrera is Homeboy looks different in every adaptation. He looks so different in every adaptation. Like it's so good, but you know, it's good to see him. You know, they kind of used him. I think he'll be back throughout the season for sure. I think Saw's coming back. But yeah, that was mainly just episode 1. Super cool. Now episode 2 was a little shorter. It was 31 minutes. That's where like the whole idea of where Cut came into the play. It was kind of like was kind of the beginning of the transition of the Empire. It kind of felt a little bit like Solo, you know, like where like they had to register, had to get access codes and everything. Kind of reminded me of Solo, but it's kind of cool showing like the beginning of that, like the beginning of that transition and everything. So yeah, that happened. That was cool. We saw Cut, which was an awesome thing. Another clone. There was a point where the where the clone troopers were like looking at Cut, and I was like, you seem familiar. Like, yeah. Bro, imagine looking at yourself and being like, you seem familiar.
You look familiar.
Yeah, so we got that thing with Cut. It was cool seeing Cut. It was definitely a little shorter episode, not like crazy wow. You know, we saw like a bunch of like cool action scenes. It kind of like sets up the idea of like, oh, I'm gonna leave Omega with you, and then like, but I think that's always a common trope with like a person that doesn't want to be like the father figure. You know, it's like, oh, she's better with you, but then it's always like they choose the person, right? Like at the end. So right. Omega is sticking with the group. You know, it wasn't a crazy like action-packed or like a crazy like, you know, information-packed episode, but it was cool. What did you think of episode 2?
I liked it. I mean, I know it was a shorter episode, but I didn't feel it, you know, because I felt like it was going places. It was showing us the world, and I think that's why I'm so intrigued with the shows, because I've always wanted to see that era right as the Empire transitions, you know, and like there's still clones around, and they're still, you know, transitioning into what will eventually become the Stormtroopers, because that's so unexplored. We don't really know much. I mean, there's like comics out there, but like this episode or the episode 1 proved that the comics can go to hell, because they're not going to care what they do in the comics or not.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was 3 minutes. I didn't even feel it. It felt.
Yeah,
I was satisfied. Yeah, because it was world building.
I digged it, man. I agree 100%. The world building, it was awesome. I missed the Clone Wars. Like just seeing this just maybe reminded me how much I missed the Clone Wars and missed watching it, and like I missed just the series. The animation has gotten so good, man.
Oh like, yeah, it's insane.
They're flexing their animation like at this point. It's fucking amazing. It's but hey, respect, dog. Like it looks so beautiful compared to like dude, if you go back and watch Clone Wars season 1 like right now, like you know, it's rough. But like, dude, this is flawless. Like, and I can't wait. Like it felt like honestly, episode 1 and 2 together kind of felt like a mini movie, right?
Yeah,
like it's kind of dope, like seeing all that shit happen. Like the love, like Star Wars. It's kind of funny how Star Wars is killing the TV game right now, but like not killing the movie game, and then it feels vice versa for Marvel, right?
Right.
Like,
Marvel's still killing it with the movies.
but their TVs
Their TV has been upsetting.
has been like a kind of lackluster in some cases, right? Like,
I feel like we can even talk about that a little bit too, like right before we log off.
oh yeah, dude. Well, what do you want to talk about? Well, I mean, I feel like for the most part we're done with the Bad Batch. So, but yeah, what do you want to talk about? Spit some truth.
Can we talk about how it seems like Marvel doesn't know how to shut the hell up?
Oh, we did with the
they
woke?
keep talking about it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's like the cut has been, the cut's already happened.
Yeah.
We got cut. It's starting to like heal up a little bit.
Okay.
And then they go and they split the cut back open and they pour some salt in it. And they're like, hey, by the way, we could have done what you wanted, but we said no.
Dude, I forgot about all the Marvel news happened. Okay, so let's start from all the way in the beginning, right? So let's start off with what our homeboy Kevin Feige said. So our homeboy Kevin Feige officially confirmed that there was a Doctor Strange scene, and it was supposed to be Doctor Strange. So the freaking commercials that everyone was confused about, that thought they were just cool references, apparently the whole time it was Doctor Strange trying to send messages to Wanda to break her out of her trance or whatever. It was supposed to be Doctor Strange sending messages, dog, through commercials, and then at the end of the thing, it was just supposed to be Doctor Strange coming through, breaking through, and like helping her out. And would you like to explain why it got cut?
So I thought the initial excuse was, oh, COVID didn't allow for him to come shoot scenes or whatever. But no, they filmed scenes. They filmed the finale with Doctor Strange. And they cut it because it would take away from Wanda.
And quoting Kevin Feige, we didn't want another white man coming in and saving the day or some shit like that, right?
Right, which is like, what does that have to do with? So you're worried more about what the presumed politics of the show would be, rather than just a great storytelling.
I guarantee if Doctor Strange came out, no one would have been like, great, another white man. Like, I don't think anyone. I think people would have been like, yo, Doctor Strange, this is sick. Like, dog, Doctor Strange is the burrito grande supreme. Like, homeboy is the master of all magic. He told Tony Stark, like, literally his job was protecting our reality. And Wanda created a bubble completely over New Jersey Westview. Or was it Virginia? Where the fuck Westview is at?
Westview. New Jersey.
She created a bubble over an entire city and expanded it by miles.
Which is like the next state over.
Completely changing matter of a bunch of items and controlling the free will of people. And the Burrito Grande Supreme Doctor Strange just was like, nah, bro.
I just imagine Doctor Strange in his Sanctum Sanctorum, and he's just like, say, could help. But then they're going to complain that another white man came to save the day.
Imagine superheroes having to worry about getting canceled.
Just like, yeah, like,
God, man.
Bro, like, well, oh, that like.
And then, like, me personally, I know you feel the same, Gabe. I don't think Strange coming in would take away from Wanda's experience, especially if it's at the end of the finale.
It really doesn't. If anything, it makes your universe feel more whole, more complete.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of having a shared universe if you're just gonna cut characters out when it would make sense for them to be there? Just because, to me, that just says you didn't feel confident in the story that you already written. Because if you felt confident in it, then you wouldn't be worried about adding another character from somewhere else, taking away from it. Because then if you felt confident in your story, you wouldn't be worried about something like that affecting your outcome.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't. Yeah, that whole comment that got put out there bothered me so much. I was like,
yeah, it kind of felt like a Kathleen Kennedy move, Doug. If I'm being
honest. Really did.
It felt like a Kathleen right there. And I'm like, yo, Kevin, Kevin Feige, what do you like? That's not
How you doing, homie?
yeah, that's not how Kevin Feige acts, man. That ain't a Feige move. I was real surprised to read that, if I'm being honest. Like the whole like white man thing, I was like, nah, that ain't you, Kevin Feige. I was like, that ain't. I was like, that's Bob Iger, that's Bob Chapek, dog. That ain't you. I
That
was
ain't
like,
you, bro.
what are you doing? Oh man,
Because I think it ultimately hurts both characters by not doing it.
well, because like the thing is, like Kevin Feige for the most part has, at the end of the day, he has changed things as long as it was like accurate to the like like he was fine as long as it was authentic to the comics, right? But like now I feel like these things he's kind of like being more susceptible to like the CEOs and the corporate now. Like I feel like they're originally like he was like, all right, it's not going up unless it satisfies like the comic needs. Now I feel like it's going more to like the corporate needs, like which kind of feels a little sad a little bit. But hey, they definitely gave us that tease. They gave us a tease for Loki. They gave us the tease for they gave us a new tease for Loki. They gave us a tease for Eternals that I broke down on the channel. Go check it out if you haven't watched it. They gave us a little extra snippet on Shang-Chi. So like they're definitely, the movie aspect is definitely looks like they're killing it. So I'm not even worried about that. Oh, and we're definitely about to talk about Andrew Garfield.
Oh my, this man.
But I when it comes to their TV front, Marvel, just go for it, please. Just go for it. The average TV viewer has evolved. Like it's not like the old days where it's like TV, like the media landscape has changed, right? Like it's a bigger thing now. It's not just like, oh, the TV universe can live over here and be its own thing. Oh, the movie universe can be over here and do its own thing. You can see it crumbling with the CW shows, man. like DC is like, all right, well, we'll keep our movies over here and we'll do our own thing, and it's crumbling on its own. It's like, all right, we'll keep our DC TV shows over here and it's doing its own universe. It's crumbling on its own. It's like, dude, just make it one big thing. And come on, Feige, we believe in you. We know you can just go all out. I'm nervous and still excited for Loki. So let's see how that turns out.
Yeah.
But man.
Have you heard the rumors about like even like Falcon Winter Soldier?
Which ones?
I don't know. Obviously, I don't know if any of these are confirmed. They may even be complete BS. But there was rumors that the MCU version of Norman Osborn was supposed to appear in the finale of Falcon Winter Soldier.
Ooh, I didn't hear about that, but I have heard stuff about Norman.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard that in Spider-Man No Way Home that they will have Homeboy, like original, what's his name? Original Green Goblin. Willem Dafoe. They will have Willem Dafoe as Norman, but they will also introduce the MCU's Norman, who's going to be more of like a hero on the outside to the people. He's going to seem like a hero. He's going to be more of like a politically charged business entrepreneur that's going to be doing stuff for the good of humanity, and a lot of people are going to be on his side. So it's going to be like a different spin on like the whole Green Goblin aspect, but more authentic to like Norman being the man of the people in the comics, because Norman for the most part in the comics was like the man of the people on the outside, but he was really doing shady ass shit in the back, right? Like he made a version of the Dark Avengers that he got popular because he killed the Skrull Queen, right? So it's like it's gonna be interesting. Like that's the news I heard about Norman. I didn't hear about that for the Falcon Winter Soldier. Interesting.
Yeah.
But dude, definitely see. Well, because look, Spellman, the writer of Falcon Winter Soldier, has for sure said that there has been stuff that was cut that he was told to not talk about anymore by and he said this on a podcast. Literally, he was like, "Yeah, but there's stuff that I was told to stop talking about," which is like the cut storyline, the cut storyline that was supposed to be like the whole like vaccine thing and like the government the GRC thing. Apparently he was told to stop talking about that by Disney, and then he also heavily implied that there was a Steve Rogers like thing in the script, at least not filmed. In the script there was like a Steve Rogers return scene, and that it was cut as well. So it's like, man, it's like, dog, just be ambitious, Marvel. Just do it. Just fuck it. You just learn from your movies that people like it. Like, just go for other shows.
Yeah, that quote that came out too that said, I think Aaron posted it, where it was like, oh, you know, like, just because you write for Marvel or whatever, and like you think you're given this playground of characters to work with, like Kevin Feige tells you to like slow your horse and like ask what this character does for your story or whatever, and I'm like, I saw that and I was like, that sounds like you're guiding it under story, but it sounds like it's really just code word for, hey, budget, you know.
That's funny that you say that, because that's definitely more like probably the realistic behind the scenes thing of it. Yeah, the real, like, hey, you know, it'd be cool if Tom Holland was in it, but Tom Holland cost $1 million to bring him in, so we don't want to do that.
Right,
wouldn't make any sense. But I mean, I agree on certain aspects of it. Like, it wouldn't just make any sense. Like, yeah, it'd be cool to have like Spider-Man up in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, but he definitely wasn't needed. You know, they were in New York for one scene. You know, like, so like there's certain aspects where like, yeah, I agree to that. I agree to that for sure. But then yeah, no, like I definitely think it's just like a safe thing for saying, yeah, no, we can't afford that shit, dog. Like, we trying to get Tom Holland. You're trying to bring back Steve Rogers, dog. We just finished his contract. That'd be another $50 million to bring that guy back. What do you mean? You got $50 million, Spellman? It's like, go on, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But I mean, I yeah, like for sure. But I agree, dog. I think a lot of them need to shut the hell. Like, you just need to respectfully,
just
like,
let it go.
Stop talking. Like, stop talking. Stop feeding into the theories. Stop, like, man.
I think the worst part is because it did get turned around, like the theory channels and stuff, and like the speculation channels.
Oh, they turned hard.
They turn around and they're like, "Well, it's your fault for getting your hopes up too high." It's like, well, no, it's your fault for cutting it. Like,
yeah, especially with WandaVision, dude. That whole thing.
WandaVision. Yeah.
Oh man, I hate how they're like, "Oh, you guys were making it too big," but then like they talk about that now they're confirming Strange within it. They after the whole people getting pissed about Evan Peters with Ralph Boner, they were all like they came back and were like, well, you know, he might come back. It's like, oh man, it's like, dog, you can't like tease up all this stuff. And then remember, everyone was like, the bunny's Mephisto, and everyone was like, hey, well, you can't do theories like shit like that. But then the director was like, well, actually, we did have a scene where the bunny was a demon, but we cut it. It's like, oh, what, God? It's like, dog, you can't.
That's right. There was a lot of plot leaks saying that one of the end credit scenes was the bunny transforms into a demon, which people were assuming was Mephisto or Nightmare.
Yeah, he confirmed it. He confirmed it on the Kevin Smith podcast that was a real thing, and it was cut. He said he confirmed it was a real thing. Like, Kevin Smith asked him, he was like, "Hey, what's up with that bunny, man?" He was like, he was like, "I thought it was Mephisto for sure." And he was like, "All right, fair enough on the bunny. I can confirm there was a scene where the bunny turned into what he said. He said the bunny turned into a demon and chased. He said it chased the kids, Monica Rambeau and Ralph Boner throughout the basement in a Goonie style chase scene." I was like, dog.
Well, why? You know, like, well, I think what makes it worse is that they tried blaming like the speculation and like the theory channels. Like, it's your fault, but it's like, it was you guys, they were just picking up on what you were teasing,
like,
and they're making their educated guesses. That's all they were doing.
And then that's the thing too. Like, Marvel and Disney fucking market off of the off of like the theories and the us of the channel, you know, like they're getting clicks, they're getting views. Like, dude, WandaVision as a series they were loving that they were getting fucking WandaVision reactions and theories and breakdown videos week to week for WandaVision, dude. That's what made WandaVision #1 on trending every week. You know what I mean? Like, that, because people were feeding into the theories and stuff like that. So it's like, man, I don't know how they could like. I think WandaVision did it more than Falcon and Winter Soldier, because I felt like WandaVision led up more into like the whole idea where Falcon was more just like straight character development, right? I think that the more things with Falcon and Winter Soldier that like kind of like was a big theory thread was the whole idea of the power broker, which was like, it was very unsatisfying for a lot of people. Literally, the only way they could fix the power broker thing for me is that if they do that, it's actually Power Broker Industries or Incorporated or whatever, and that it's a 2-person job, and that she's actually the second power broker. Like, that's the only way it would make sense for me. But hey, man, that's just me. But I feel so bad for Andrew Garfield.
Oh, this man.
I feel so bad for him,
getting
dude.
Assaulted now with questions.
I feel so bad for him, man. Like, dude, okay, I think everyone obviously knows Homeboy's in the movie, right? And if he, okay, I think we've talked about this disaster scenario multiple times on the channel. But what happens if they're not in the movie? What happens if they tell them the truth? Is that movie gonna suck?
It won't be as cool as it could have been, but
That's fair. I think that's a fair. That's fair to say right there. It couldn't. It won't. It wouldn't be as cool as it could have been.
But like at the same time, I think before any of like that stuff started coming out, I was excited for it just because I wanted to see what they were gonna do with Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
So like I think it sucks now that if it's not true, none of those things are true and they're not in it. It sucks because now that I was given the idea of that happening, I want to see that more than I do like just a regular Spider-Man 3 with Tom Holland. For those
that are out of the loop, basically what happened was Andrew Garfield went on an interview and he was asked about being in No Way Home, which, God, I mean, I know why interviewers do it, you know, they're trying to get the clicks and they're trying to get the thing, they're trying to get the exclusive, but man, that just puts the actor in the most uncomfortable positions. So, Andrew Garfield was asked about No Way Home, and we basically said, no way who? Like, I've never heard of it, like, I'm not in it. And he basically confirmed he had like a shadow Twitter, like an alt Twitter, where he sees all the Spider-Man news and everything, and he was like, yeah, man, it ain't true, and whatever, like, yeah, it's all lies. And then fucking Twitter blew up. Everyone was like, you're a liar. We all know you're a liar. Like, no one believed this man. Literally no one believed this man.
Listen, you know that meme, they had us in the first half? That was me. And then there was the point where like the reporter was about to move on, and then Andrew kept harping on it.
Yeah. I think it was like, I'm the wolf.
Point, I was like,
when he started calling himself the werewolf.
Yeah.
I'm the werewolf. You see, it's like, oh man, bro. It's like, stop talking. Shut the hell up. Shut the hell up.
The interview was totally ready to like move on, and then like he harped on it, and then he asked him, "Hey, so just yes or no, are you in it?" And then he was like, I feel like
nah, bro.
I answered that already, and I was like, bro,
no, you didn't.
and then like he's like, just yes or no, and he was like, hey, I didn't get a call, and I was like, bro, I've heard that answer before. Ewan McGregor used to say that.
Yeah, what if he didn't get a call? He got a video call. You know?
Like, no, you're right. Your agent got the call.
Yeah, my agent got the call. My agent told me. So you see, I didn't get the call.
Yeah, no, I was buying it for like the first, you know.
No, me too. I was like,
this guy, I was like, oh, this kills it. He's not in it. And then, yeah, the end, he blew it, where it was just like he was given the yes or no out, and he like started beating around the bush with the answer, and I was like, bro, you're in it.
Oh man. And then he went and then, you know, Twitter blew up. Everyone was like, fuck you. Like, nah, we all know you're lying. Everyone was saying, like, Charles Murphy was saying, like, he's lying. Daniel Rickman saying he's lying. Everyone was like, he's lying. And then he goes to another interview. And they're all like, hey, bro, what the hell? And then he goes, you know, never say never. And he rolls back on what he said. It's like, dog. Dude, the Marvel PR snipers that was supposed to be watching him is fired. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's like whoever the PR sniper that was that approved that interview, God, he's dead. He got sniped himself.
You had to know that Andrew was like dreading probably doing these
Dog,
interviews.
yeah. If I was Disney, after that first interview, I'm like, all right, Andrew, you're not doing any interviews. Every interview you had is getting canceled. Like,
You can't promote your new movie. I'm sorry.
you can't promote your. What is he promoting? Did he have
He
a
was
new
promoting
movie?
some new movie. I
What's his
think.
new movie?
Let's do a little research
Yeah.
here.
What is Andrew
Google.
Garfield doing?
The thing is, I'm gonna look at Andrew Garfield and be like, Andrew Garfield totally blows his cover on whether he's in Spider-Man or not.
He's like, yeah. The reporter's like, hey, Andrew, what are you here promoting anyway? He's like, oh, I'm promoting Spider-Man. Oh, fuck. He's like, I didn't mean to say that. Oh man.
Oh, that's the worst part is that he's supposed to be promoting this other, this other movie or show that he's gonna be on, and the top stories are all about what he had to say on Spider-Man.
Dude,
No Way
yeah,
Home.
that must suck, man.
That's
Like,
unfortunate.
imagine being the director of that project, where you're like, oh, hell yeah, Andrew Garfield's about to go out there and promote my movie. He'd probably said some dope stuff about me. And then he was like, oh, yeah, Spider-Man. And then, like, that one blows up, and he's like, no one's talking about this movie or show that's supposed to be coming out now. It's like, oh, fuck, man. I know,
So it's
literally,
called Mainstream is the movie he's promoting.
Mainstream?
It's about social media. So
It's a woke film?
I have no idea. But that was the movie he was supposed to promote.
But he
And the
ended up
movie that got
promoting-
promoted was
Dude.
Spider-Man No Way Home, which if he ends up not being in it is even sadder.
Kevin Feige out here just getting free promotion. Do they have to do anything?
Literally a free promotion for a movie that this actor is not even trying to promote at the moment.
Bro, that's so sad.
I think
telling
that's
you,
the sad part is that if he's not even in the movie,
If I,
and then when he went to go promote his movie and he promoted another Spider-Man movie instead.
dude, if I was the director, right? Okay, so look. If I was like the director of a movie and I got like Nicolas Cage to like be in my movie, it's like, fuck yeah, dude, I got a big actor, Nicolas Cage. And then like they send down Nicolas Cage. I send him out to do press, and then like Nicolas Cage, like I watched the first interview with Nicolas Cage. Like the first thing the interviewer is saying is, "So I heard you're doing National Treasure 2." And Cage just talks about National Treasure 2 for 15 minutes. I'd be all like, "Hey, you didn't talk about my movie at all."
That's Mark Hamill's talked about that too.
Oh really?
I don't know if you remember. I think it was during Last Jedi's press tour or whatever. Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker. He was out promoting this show called Nightfall that he was on. He was like some like old grizzly like king warrior type character, and he was supposed to be promoting that show. And the only thing he was getting questions on was Star Wars. They're like, so what's happening in the next Star Wars movie? They would just keep asking him, and then like they were about to cut like the segment, and they're gonna go to commercial break, and he goes, "Right, but before you cut, just remember to watch Nightfall." And he's like, "I always forget to talk about Nightfall because I always get questions about Star Wars." And I was like,
that's so
that
sad.
sucks.
Dude, I wouldn't even know how to react if I was like that director. I'd actually be pissed, I think. I would be pissed.
I'd just be sitting like at home in my chair, just like I'm mad, but
Hey,
can I be mad?
Have you seen pictures of Toby recently?
No, is he
He's
swole?
He's swole and freshly shaved.
Let's do a little Google.
You're gonna Google search freshly shaved swole Toby Maguire.
Sophie McGuire there's got to be an article, right?
I'm not sure. I just saw it on Discord.
On Discord, huh?
Let me see if I can find it for you.
I gotta see this.
Just look up Toby Maguire images.
That's what I'm doing.
Maybe go to the news section on Google and just look up Toby Maguire buff.
The truth about Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst.
Oh no, not the truth.
No Way Home's latest rumor suggests Tobey Maguire could return after all. Oh man,
Marvel's dub actor? No, these are just genuinely news. I think they may have talked about it on the Den of Nerds too on their YouTube or something. I'm just gonna look up buff Tobey Maguire.
this man's swole.
Oh, I mean, looking up buff Tobey Maguire just gives me pictures from Spider-Man 1. I'll try to find it. If I can find it after the show, I'll send it to you.
All right.
But yeah, man. But I think speaking of ending the show, I think that's probably a good way to wrap it up, right? Talking about buff Toby.
I think so.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out. It was a fun one today. We had a great catch up. Gabe, it was great to finally see you again. It's been a long ass time.
Right. It's been too long.
Hopefully, my days off are Monday, Fridays. So for sure, we'll probably have at least a show on Monday, Fridays. We'll try to figure out if it's an early show or late show or how to go, whatever Gabe has for schedules. We'll talk about that after Gabe. But yeah, we're gonna continue going. We're gonna try to. Loki. By the way, Loki comes out on Wednesdays. Did you know that?
Yeah, I saw that.
So that's gonna make the Wednesday shows kind of. We're gonna have to bring back the Wednesday shows now. I guess we have to. We're gonna be tired as balls.
I don't even know them because they haven't given me consistent days off.
Yeah, I mean me, I have, but just because I'm at the.
This week I got Wednesday, Thursday off, and then I took an extra day off today, and then I have Tuesday, Wednesday off next week. So it's like Wednesdays seems to be my only real day off.
Well, I mean, if anything, we can just do a Wednesday show in the afternoon, or who knows, man? Maybe we can even set up Gabe getting solo shows.
Oh,
imagine! I would just have to give you. I would just have to give you all the
rant.
Get Star Wars Santa on here. He's just. I'm on my lunch and I look on the Future Fandation and you're just having a fist fight with Star Wars Santa over Kathleen Kennedy.
Just trending on Twitter,
dude. I'm telling you, we gotta get Star Wars. We gotta get some of these people from the Den of Nerds that have their own channels on this channel. I think we gotta start getting other voices in the YouTube community going.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to Star Wars Santa in general. We gotta reach out to him. I'm gonna try to join his Discord. I know he has one. I'll hop in there.
You're that pesky Dave Filoni.
Hey, you want to know something funny? So the Den of Nerds, I guess they tease what they're trying to, I guess, in their next phase of their thing, and they're calling it the future of fandom. And I'm over here
hey, come on, man.
I'm over here hey, bro, our name's right here. I was like, hey, my man, a little awkward. Hey, but what if this is good for us? What if when people write the future of fandom, they only come to our page? We're just gonna ride their fame for the rest of eternity.
True.
It's like the Vanoss crew hanging out with Vanoss. All right, guys. Well, that's gonna wrap it us here at the Future Fandation. There's a couple of videos that I want you guys to check out over at the Scheme Team. That's on my gaming channel with me and my friends. I just actually uploaded a Fallout loot crate video as an unboxing. I got some cool Fallout stuff. Let me see if I could grab something without breaking everything in my setup. One of the things I got was this really cool Automatron figure.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty sick, man. I'm digging it. It's a little smaller than the other figures I get usually, but that's just one little snippet. But you can check it out in the over at the Scheme Team. I'm not sure if the Scheme Team link is in the bio, because I know our bio has most of our stuff. Nah, it isn't, but it's fine. You can just look up the Scheme Team. It's alright. Or just don't watch it. Whatever. It's okay. I also have been doing movie commentary tracks on my other Just Fernie channel. We had the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We got the Willy's Wonderland. And then today, if Paramount allows me, we'll be getting the Project Almanac one out, and that'll be pretty cool. All of our other links are down in the description. What about you, Gabe? Where can they find you, or what are you doing?
You can find me at Foster on Twitter and Instagram. Give out my daily hot takes on there.
Yeah, Dave Filoni done it again.
I have a Twitch as well. It's been a struggle just trying to get on and like do stuff. I've just had a lot of things going on, but hopefully soon I can get back to a some sort of kind of schedule.
Yeah, man. And you're seeing it on screen right now, right? Foster Store. That's how you spell it, right there.
Yeah.
Right over a little window, a little name. And then, yeah, it's going to wrap it up. Again, all of our links down. We have a Discord as well, It's we've been kind of off it a little bit just because we've been busy. But, we do occasionally post the memes on there. You could also just find us there and ask us questions. We also have a couple other members of the community, some other people that hop on the show from time to time in there as well. So it's pretty cool. It's a little vibe. Check out the Discord. First link in the description. Gabe could probably put in the chat right now. And other than that, though, it's been pretty good, man. Let's see. What are we going for next week? Monday. I'm sure Monday will just be like a news thing. Dude, I've been waiting on this Venom trailer.
I know. I need this thing to come out.
Venom, it has to come out. Like, the Venom trailer has got to come out. It's been way too long. And we need it. So hopefully we get that soon. I feel like every week everyone's like, Venom trailer's coming tomorrow. Like every week is Venom trailer's coming out tomorrow. Venom trailer's coming out tomorrow. So until it actually comes out tomorrow, we'll break that down. Hopefully we'll get some news by Monday. If Gabe is busy, maybe I'll do a solo show. Last week's solo show was me ranting about the CW for like 2 hours. But that was kind of fun. I mean, I've just been really wanting a platform to to stress out my CW hatred. So it was just like a cool little, hatred and love, I still watch this show.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to watch some more shows today, if I'm being honest. But, yeah, so that's there if you want to watch that as well. We did a breakdown on the Eternals teaser that just came out. That's on there as well. Check out our theories on the channel. Yeah, I think that's basically it. Subscribe or follow, depending on what platform you are, to be part of the Fandation Nation. And we appreciate you guys. And we will see you guys next time. Peace.